Hey y'all! Beating Pokemon Red using only one Mankey was a ton of monkey business, so let's continue with another goofy Pokemon. This week, I'm going to try to beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Dunsparce. As usual, the rules are I can only use Dunsparce in battle, and I can't use any items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of the videos on my channel. Dunsparce is best known for being that one Pokemon that simultaneously is forgotten, yet has a die-hard fan base begging for an evolution. So I guess you can say it has a cult following, like the Room. For a Pokemon solo run challenge, this thing actually has some pretty good stats, especially that beefy 100 base HP. It's all about the Benjamins, baby! Moves could be better, but let's find out if Dunsparce will be dragging us to victory or if this thing is just a snake in the grass. Off at Professor Elm's lab, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Cyndaquil with Dunsparce so that our rival will pick Totodile. There's not much of a difference in difficulty for Dunsparce between the starters, so I picked Totodile for all the commenters telling me to stop hating on Feraligatr. Dunsparce is a figure from the early 2000s who was wildly popular despite not really having talent, much like Larry the Cable Guy, so I nickname our Dunsparce Get Her Done! Dunsparce starts off with only Rage and Defense Curl, so basically, we're a ball and we're mad about it. Unlike in Pokemon Red though, Rage is actually a decent move in this game. It still increases your attack when you get hit after using Rage, but we're not locked into it for the rest of the battle. Bub go down pretty easy now. Heading off to the gym in Violet City, I take on the flying type gym leader Faulkner. We're at a nice and low level, and we win pretty easily. So yeah, turns out that Rage is a really good move at this point in the game. Dunsparce is very bulky compared to most other Pokemon, meaning that we take little damage while our Rage grows to towering heights. We even make quick work of the Hiker and Union Cave, thanks to Dunsparce being madder than Edward Scissorhands trying to knit a sweater. And I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are, that's funny right there. After reaching Azalea Town and dunking on Team Rocket in the Slowpoke's well, I drag my snake into the Bug Gym to take on Bugsy. I go for a few defense curls, just because I was worried about Fury Cutter being similarly strong to our Rage, but Dunsparce is surprisingly powerful. We win easily with the power of Rage, even though we're kinda ripping off Fury Cutter. I'm genuinely surprised with how strong Dunsparce has been thus far. And after beating up Bugsy, we take on the rival Bubs just before entering the Ilex Forest. I taught Mudslap just to deal with Ghastly, and I could have leveled up to 18 and taught Dunsparce Pursuit, but I always try to do these challenges at the minimum level possible, so that's a no-go. I don't want to be over-leveled unnecessarily, and heck, that's like cleaning out your gutters with dynamite. Get her done, Sparse. You know, I'm genuinely surprised with just how different Rage is between this game and the last. Functionally, they're not that different, but in terms of impact and usability, it is complete night and day from Pokemon Red. Next up is the Goldenrod City Gym and the infamous Whitney battle with Miltank, and yet another battle known for a move that increases in power with each successive use. Will Rage triumph over Rollout? Yes. Yes it did. Yeah, this battle is pretty normal and not crazy, so no need for a Larry the Cable Guy joke here. Heck, not having a Larry the Cable Guy joke here is like an Amish family winning a Best Buy shopping spree. Okay, I gotta lay off these. This is so bad. Oh my god. Off in Ecruteak City, I head to the Burnt Tower where I take on the rival Bubs once again. This is the first time in the run where Dunsparce actually struggles. Haunter's Curse turns this battle into an automatic loss. Dunsparce has Dig, but because it's only 60 base power in this game, it actually doesn't knock out Haunter. And since our speed is so low, we're usually slower and we just can't avoid getting cursed. Unless we have a couple of really timely Quick Claw activations. In hindsight, I probably should have just grabbed a few extra levels to make Dig a 1-hit on the Haunter, but that's what a sane person would do. Next up is the Ecruteak City Gym Leader Morty, and thanks to Curse, this battle is pretty awful. I know that once we get past this gang of ghosts, we're gonna have a much easier time, so nothing left to do but reset repeatedly and cry out for Quick Claws. Everything is a 1-hit KO besides Dig on the Gengar, which can also put us to sleep with Hypnosis, so the odds aren't in our favor. Heck, this battle took longer than Stevie Wonder trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. Get her done, Sparse. Oh my, this is the dumbest bit I've ever done. After beating up Bandana Boy, I use Surf to cross the ocean and take on Chuck at the Cianwood City Gym. Here's a fun little interaction for everyone at home. Rage raises in power each time you're hit and not just each time a move is used against you. This means that Primeape's Fury Swipes powers up Rage for each of the multiple hits, making Rage very strong, very quickly. Getting hit that many times by a pig monkey transforms Dunsparce into a Super Saiyan, or more like Super Swine. Despite how quickly we chucked up the last gym leader, Jasmine and her Steelix are way too strong, so instead I venture over to the Mahogany Town gym to take on the Ice-type gym leader Price. His Seal and Dugong go down without a fight because they're a couple of blubberbutts, and then Piloswine makes the same mistake as Chuck's Primeape. Each individual Fury attack boosts the power of Rage, meaning Dunsparce goes from Super Swine to Super Swine 2. I recycled that joke, just like Dragon Ball Z recycled animation. And if you're saying, well, that wasn't even a good joke. Well, was Dragon Ball even a good show? Fight me in the comments! Well, now there's nothing left to do but take on Jasmine at the Olivine City Gym. Her Magnemites go down in a single dig each, thanks to being double weak to ground, but her Steelix really chafes my chassis. We use Glare to paralyze it, which unlike Thunder Wave actually affects Steelix because Glare is a normal type move. And without Glare, there's no way we'd win this battle. Jasmine would just have way too many opportunities to hit us with Iron Tail. So, we use Defense Curl to boost our defense, which helps us to withstand those Iron Tails. But it doesn't matter when she crits anyways. We get a pity crit with Dig in return, but that also doesn't matter because she heals with Hyper Potion. This battle is rough, and it takes multiple resets until we get enough full paralyses and Iron Tail misses to finally fell our Ferric foe. Moral of the story? Life isn't fair. With that out of the way, it's time to take on the rival Bubs in the basement underground during the Team Rocket Radio Tower anime arc. This one wasn't too difficult. Really, it just comes down to the Golbat being a 4-fang jerk face. Confuse Ray slows down our Rage Rampage, but if we hit ourselves in confusion, it doesn't break the chain of attack increase the same way it does with Rollout. So really, it's just a matter of not taking too much damage from confusion, because it turns out it's counterproductive to slap yourself in the face. I know, right? Fancy that. Now for the last Johto gym leader, the Dragon Leader Claire. The strategy for this one is a little counterintuitive. So, we're planning on probably getting paralyzed and just hoping for the best. I know, not very sophisticated. I give Dunsparce the Quick Claw just to get a chance to counteract the speed drop from paralysis. And here's what we're going to do. Step 1. Click Rage. Step 2. Hope that our great natural bulk lets us survive long enough to vanquish her verms. We won on the first try, and only because Kingdra missed a Hyper Beam, but I mean, we would have won eventually anyways, so what's a little luck? Heck, that was luckier than a leprechaun holding a wishbone, I tell you what, I tell you what. Before the Elite Four, we traverse Victory Road to take on our rival Bubs one last time. This battle is a lot like the last one, except this time Bubs leads with Sneasel instead of Golbat, which I think makes it even easier. We've got ourselves a Grump Off, as Sneasel goes for Fury Cutter, while we go for Rage. By the time we get to Golbat, our Rage is boosted enough to take it down in one hit. We have to take out Magneton and Haunter with Dig, so we break our own Rage chain and have to fight Kadabra with Dig. It does more damage than a base Rage, especially when it refuses to attack us directly. Still, Dunsparce comes out on top without having to try too hard. Just like Larry the Cable Guy. Here are the stats and moves at the Elite Four, and look at that, level 49. But yeah, we're not able to win. And you may have noticed that I've held on to Defense Curl rather than teaching a different coverage move. Well, that's because even at many different levels, we're still not able to really get far in the Elite Four, so it's about that time in the run. That's right, we're teaching Rollout. And I know, some of you aren't happy about it, but you know what? We don't really have better options with this stupid snake anyways. Up first is the Elite Four Will, and he is a great example of why Rage alone isn't enough. Will spams Confuse Ray, and since his psychic attacks actually do damage, there's just not enough time to power up our Super Saiyan Rage! Rollout tries to attack for 5 turns in a row, and the power doubles each turn. Plus, Defense Curl doubles the initial power of Rollout. I like to call this the Defense Roll combo. At level 54, Defense Roll turn 1 is a damage roll to 1 KO the Xatu, which makes this battle possible, assuming Confuse Ray doesn't troll us too hard. Speaking of trolling hard, next up is the Poison Master Koga. One of the weaknesses of the Defense Roll combo is that Rollout is only 90% accurate. so the chance to complete the 5-hit chain is only 59%. And every single one of Koga's Pokemon likes to spam evasion boosting moves, which makes this combo even less likely to work. So instead, I used the tried and true method of building our Rage to crazy heights, which works because of weak moves like Ariados's Giga Drain and Forretress's Swift, which give us plenty of chances to boost until we're one-shotting all of Koga's Pokemon. Heck, we're hitting harder than Gwen Stacy hit the pavement. Get her done, Dunsparce. Next up is Bruno. So normally I like to clown on this guy, but considering he's the fighting type Elite Four member, he's actually a problem for Dunsparce. Normal is weak to fighting, plus fighting types resist Rollout. So not only are we weak to fighting moves, but Defense Roll is not nearly as effective. But above all else, Cross Chop. The champ has it, and it's really strong. And it has a high chance to critical hit. That's bad. I lost this one a couple of times, specifically to Cross Chop critical hits, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. Speaking of try again, next up is the Dark type Elite Four member Karen, except this time it's Cry again. I swap out the Hardstone for the Bitterberry because Karen is a jerkface that likes to spam Confuse Ray. She leads off with Scumbreon, and our best bet for this battle is the Defense Roll combo, but she'll do everything in her power to stop us. Sand Attack lowers our accuracy, but at least the Bitterberry heals Confusion once. We need Vileplume to go down before it can paralyze us with Stun Spore. Without the Quick Claw, we're guaranteed to be slower than Gengar, meaning we can't avoid her Curse. It also doesn't help when you miss a Rollout, and it looks like we didn't even need Karen's help with missing our moves. It took so many tries before we even got this far, and I think all is lost when Houndoom lands a burn with Flamethrower, but Karma is a Karen and we critical hit Rollout in retaliation. And I'm happy to be moving on. Last up is the champion battle with Lance. Defense Roll is usually pretty good against his team of flying freaks, so I'm feeling pretty confident going into this one. We're pretty close to outspeeding the two Dragonites with Thunder Wave, so I give our little Dunsparce the 1-2 rare candy combo to make sure we outspeed. I made sure to give Dunsparce the Hardstone to boost the power of Rollout, and I head right into the battle. His Gyarados always sets up Rain Dance, which gives us a free turn to use Defense Curl. Then, it's off to the races! Rollout sweeps through both of the Dragonites and Aerodactyl before our Rollout expires. We restart our Rollout chain on the Charizard, but it's double weak, so it goes down in a single hit. The last Dragonite goes down in a single hit too. So without much ado, we've defeated Lance. And with Lance defeated, we have become the champion of the Pokemon League. But you know the run isn't over yet. I'm always going to consider beating the final trainer Red as the true ending, unless of course the Pokemon is just impossibly bad. With the Elite Four defeated, I hop on the SS Aqua and sail on over to Kanto to take on their 8 gym leaders and earn the right to challenge Red atop of Mount Silver. And I normally don't even mention just how weak the Kanto gym leaders are, but like they're really bad compared to Dunsparce. In fact, we just clicked Rage over and over again, and it made really quick work of all of their Pokemon, and they're supposed to be the best in the region. Well, the first 7 gym leaders, not a lot to talk about, but not the case for the final Kanto gym leader, Blue. We're still using the Defense Roll combo, but there's actually a twist with this one. Alakazam uses Reflect to double Blue's team's defense for 5 turns, meaning our Rollout essentially does half the normal damage. Defense Roll is still our best bet though, so we roll right along. Rhydon can take a couple of hits, and it sets up Sandstorm, which whittles away our health. Our Rollout expires just in time to allow Gyarados to override the Sandstorm with Rain Dance. Not sure what Blue was thinking with that one, but just like with Karen, his last Pokemon is a Fire type that burns us with Flamethrower. Awesome! But Rollout is so strong at this point that we knock it out anyways, because you know what they say, Defense Roll is strong. Now it's finally time for the final boss battle with Red, and I tried to go straight from Blue to Red, just like a moderate after spending too much time on Facebook, both of which were terrible ideas. So I get Dunsparce off of Facebook, and with that, our rage subsides. We go from anger back to happiness, replacing rage with return, which does more damage the happier your Pokemon is. Still, Pikachu halves our attack power with Charm, which requires an automatic reset, and we just can't get very far at this level. 7 levels of grinding later, and we can finally knock out the Pikachu with Dig, but still, that's the best I can do. I can't get past the Espeon. It uses Reflect just like Alakazam, and we take way too much damage from Psychic. Okay, we're back at level 80, and we're finally able to get past the Espeon. And heck, we're even able to make it past the Snorlax. But once again, that's as far as we're able to get. Yeah, even with leftovers healing Dunsparce a little bit each turn, and purposefully using Dig to stall for extra turns of healing, Venusaur's Solar Beam is just way too strong for us to handle. We would knock it out a lot quicker if we used Return, but we need to use Dig to stall for extra turns to have as much health as possible for the rest of the battle. Okay, so we're back again at level 85, and we're finally able to make some headway. Pikachu goes down in 2 hits, the third rollout 1-hit KOs the Espeon, and the fourth 1-hit KOs the Snorlax without Reflect, of course. And the fifth is even able to 1-hit KO the Venusaur. We start a new rollout chain on the Charizard, and it's a 1-hit KO. Then, the Blastoise comes out while we're at pretty low health, and then instead of Surf, it goes for Whirlpool? I've literally never even seen it use that move before. All it takes is 8 rolls to defeat Red, and heck, that's more rolls than a drumline at a bakery. Get her Dunsparce! Okay, I swear that was the last one. And with that, the challenge is over. Dunsparce was such a fun Pokemon to use, but not nearly as much fun as it was to do a poorly executed Larry the Cable Guy impression. Also, who would have thought that Rage would have been so good? Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. And there's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. Next week, I'm going to try and beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Girafarig. Did you know that Girafarig is a palindrome? Anyways, until next time,